Hello everyone, it's Cheryl with Etheluz. I just thought I would come today and show you a little tutorial or my take on a tutorial that I watched. The tutorial was by Mad Paper Crush, and I'm going to link her below so you can also go check out her video on this, but this is just my take on it. And what it is, it's just this little envelope flip pocket. So here's the front, and it has a little tag here on the side that you pull out a little bit and it pops open. And you have a little pocket here, you have one right here, and you have one here. And I haven't decided what I'm going to put here because I really didn't want to cover up her face. I actually probably should have put her on the front, but anyway, I wanted her right there on that paper. So you you have a little pocket right here as well, and I still haven't decided what I'm gonna, like I said, what I'm gonna put in there. So anyway, here's your tag, and this was the neatest thing I saw. And you just slide it in, and with this little tab, it keeps everything closed. And then I did mine because I plan on gluing mine in so I can have a pocket here or from this side if you want. But anyway, that's what we're going to make today. So let me go over the supplies you're going to need. You're going to need some kind of envelope, okay? I decided to use these because I have like 2 packages of these. And these are, I think they are, yeah, they're 4 1/4 by 8 and 5/8 is what the size of this is. So you're going to need an envelope of some kind. You're going to need, let's see, I just need one. You're only going to need one. You're also going to need a bone folder or something that you can use to do your creases. You're going to need a pair of scissors. You're going to need an awl, some glue or glue stick, whichever you prefer. I actually am going to use both. And then a circle hole punch. And then I use this We Are Memory Keepers. It's like a little tab punch is what I like to make my entries with. Where'd it go? As you can see here. And you're going to need some kind of paper. Now you can use anything you want. I am going to use this pack here from Craft O'Clock. It's called Vintage Treasures. And I'm choosing to use some double-sided cardstock so that way I only have to decorate one side. This is an absolutely beautiful paper pack, and I got this from Spectrum Art Creations, MADI at MADI and Madison's shop. And MADI does a sale every Saturday. So I'm going to link her below so you guys hop on over and subscribe. She has the most fabulous stuff. So let's get started. So the first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to have to decide on your envelope, like where you want your pocket to be, how tall. So whether you want it here or whether you want it here or whether you want it way up here. I mean, you're just going to have to make that decision. All right. And then you're going to want to glue down your flap. Okay. These are self-sealing, so I'm just going to go ahead and seal that. So that's the first thing you're going to want to do. And then you're going to want to cut a little sliver off of each end just to open that up. Oh, I hope I'm in frame here. Sorry about the glare. So I'm going to just do a little sliver, just enough to open that up on each end. So then you're going to have, it's going to look like this. You're going to have an opening on each end. Okay. So I'm going to make sure that I've got my window covered up. That's the biggest thing for me. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball this. Let's see. Let's do. Let's see. Let's do 6. 6 sounds pretty good. All right, so I'm going to fold this up to where it's 6 inches. I think she did Mad Paper Crush. I think she did 6 as well. That's a good size for most of my journals as well. I'm just going to crease that really well. All right, so we have an opening here. We have an opening here. And now we're going to go on and we're going to distress all this. Now, I use Vintage Photo, and I come pretty far in on my paper just because I like the way it looks. We're going to be covering that, so I just want to make sure that I get the edges really well. You don't have to do the inside here because you're not going to see it, but you do have to do the outside. So if you like this kind of look and you're doing it, you don't have to ink at all. But if you want to ink, you know, just pick the color of your choice and ink away. So again, I'm not going to worry about the back of this because I'm going to do another one where you would glue it down. You're perfectly welcome to cover the back of this. You could cover it with some coffee dyed, tea-dyed paper or lined paper, anything you wanted if you wanted to, you know, just tuck it in somewhere or any of that. But that's what I'm going to do. And then I take a second color, which is walnut stain, and I go just along the edges. It's just something I do. You certainly don't have to do that. I just personally like the way it looks. Alrighty. So now you have this. And so now it's time to kind of make your decisions of what you want to put on it. Okay. So like I said, I'm going to use this Craft a Clock paper. Now, the only problem you're going to run into if your envelope is 6 inches and your paper pad is 6 inches is this little flap here on top. We actually need to glue that into this pocket. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use an offcut and I'm going to make a little flap for the top of this. Okay. Because I really want to use this paper. I love, love, love this paper. And I love that they have the little tags on the inside cover. You can also use these for tags. Cut these out, use these for tags, or use the tags on the back. Either way. And so you have to make a decision of, you know, what you want on the inside. Okay. And then you're going to cut another piece that's going to make your flap. Okay. So you get several. I think I want this for my front flap. I think that is absolutely stunning. All right, so I'm going to use that as my front flap. So I may use this on my inside. So I'm just going to measure that. I want a little bit showing. So I think I'm going to go about right there. And the length is already 6 inches, so it's perfect. And you want to go all the way down to your crease because you're going to cut a little notch right here. And then you're going to be able to see what's behind it. So you want to make sure that you cover all the way down. Okay. So let me put that there so I don't lose it. Let me get my trim out. And see if I can find my mark, which all of a sudden I can't see it. Oh my goodness. This is the right one. Yeah, because that's my cover. Okay, well, I'm just going to cut this down. I'm going to turn it upside down, and I'm going to cut this to 4 1/8. Okay, and we're going to go a little less than 6. So I'm going to cut 1/8 off the top. Done. Let's see if that fits better. A little bit more. I want to make sure that I want a little border all the way around. So I'm going to cut a little bit more off. And like I said, this is up to you. I mean, if you want to make it flush, you certainly may. But I want a little bit of my side showing. There we go. That's better. All right, so you're going to need a piece like that. And like I said, you're going to need a piece. And I'm going to go ahead and use this since I have it available. And you're going to need to cut your cover the same way. So I'm thinking, let's see if I want it that way. That is just beautiful. Thinking I want it. Oh, I don't know. Oh, both sides are so pretty. Anyway, I think I want these flowers up in the top. So I'm going to come in and, like I said, I'm going to put a little mark. Hopefully I can see this one. I need to find my little chopper, but I couldn't find it today. Of course, right before you do a video, you never can find anything. So, I'm going to cut it there. Both the same. All right, and I'm going to take a little bit off the bottom. All right. Pardon me. All right, like that better. Okay, and now, like I said, I'm going to have to add something to the top for it to fold inside. Okay, so I'm going to try to save as much of that rose as I can. And maybe we can use that as a little tuck or a little embellishment somewhere. All right. Now, if your paper is not 6 inches wide, of course you won't have to do this. But, so I'm going to add this to the top. I'm going to glue this on. First off, I'm going to kind of fold it. And I'm just going to cut off a little bit there. And I'm going to get some glue. I'm sorry, I'm terrible about pulling back. I am so sorry. All right, and I'm going to glue that right on the back of this. To about, oh, if I can get it straight. Come on now. Like that. Okay. I'm going to let that dry before I fold it. So yeah, that's going to work good. All right, so we'll let that dry. Alrighty. So the next piece you're going to need to cut is you're going to need a piece that goes across here to cover. So I'm going to mark it about there and about there. I hope everybody's doing good and having a good day. Oh my goodness. There it is. I'm doing great. Thank you to all my new subscribers coming over from Camellia's and other places. I appreciate you guys so much for subscribing. And so hello to you. Welcome. And for all my other long-term subbies, I appreciate you guys too so much. All right. So that's kind of how I want that. And then you're going to need a little pocket over here that's going to hold your ephemera. And I think I'm going to cut that down just a little bit. Oops. Like, maybe right there. And like I said, this is all going to depend on the size of envelope you have and, you know, how big you want your pieces and all of that. So it's all going to depend on that. So I'm going to make it the same size as this one. Oh, I can't cut straight to save my soul, but we're going to just try it since it's just a little piece. All right. And pardon me. All right, so we're going to want to ink all these pieces up. So let me get my vintage photo. Sorry, I know this is very boring. I apologize. We'll get these all inked up. Where did my other piece fly off to? Okay, we'll come back to that. All right. Alrighty. Is that how I want it? Yeah. All right. Looking for my inner piece. I don't know where it ran off to. Oh my. What did I do with it, ladies and gentlemen, if there are any about? Okay, well, my goodness. All right, well, we'll just cut another one because I don't know where it ran off to. I'm sure I'll find it. It's probably right under my nose. So anyway, let's cut another one. So we're going to cut this 4 1/4. Actually, a little less than 4 1/4. Goodness gracious, I was just fine till I got on camera. And then I'm going to cut a little bit off the bottom. Doesn't look straight. Maybe the envelopes. Oh, let's cut a smidgen more, just to make sure. So I don't want it interfering with that fold. So we'll take a little bit more off. There we go. Okay. All right, so let me ink this one up. Things have been good around here after I broke my toe. It's finally better. Was trying to get my puppies outside. I have one that's really old. She's 13. And I was trying to get her out the door. And so I flew around the corner of the desk, and there was a box sitting on the floor, and whammo. And I knew I broke it the minute that I hit it. Alrighty. Alright, so I think we have everything inked now. So this is going to go here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold these two together. Actually, yeah. I'm going to hold these two together so I can match up the hole. Ooh, do a juggling act there. Line it up as best I can. Oh, goodness. Now, I know you want to work now. Maybe not. It didn't want to cut for me. Goodness gracious. What's going on here? Let's try this one. This is the one I normally use anyway. I know it's not that thick. There we go. All right. So we made a little divot there. All right. So we've got that. We want to make a little divot in our little card. Try to center that up as best I can. All right. So we have that. Here's our inside piece, and I think that's dry enough now to fold. So we'll go ahead and fold that down. Oops, not enough. There we go. That's the only problem with trying to glue something on, opposed to just being able to cut it and fold it down. But we'll do our best. All right. And then this piece is going to go inside here and is going to be our cover. And then you can decorate however you want. So let's glue some things down. Get rid of my scraps. Sorry for my reach. So I am going to use this is my favorite glue. It's Scotch permanent glue stick. And so far, I've never had an issue with anything coming up. But you use whatever glue that you want to. This just happens to be my favorite. Let's see if I can get this centered. Sorry if my head got in there. Okay. Got some on there, so let me get this off. Now, if you use a window envelope like I did here, the one thing I did notice is that my tag had a little trouble. So I have some washi sitting here because it caught on this. So I'm just going to take a little piece of washi and close that, so there's no issue with my tag coming in and out. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue. Wait a minute, I'm going to put a little more ink on here. I'm going to go ahead and glue this in. And I'm going to go ahead. This is art glitter glue. I just put it in a smaller tube so it's easier for me to handle. All right, and I'm just going to slide that in up to the edge. Ooh, where'd my rag go? And then I'm going to center it. As best I can. Oh my goodness, and I did it quick. Thank goodness I have a few minutes of wiggle room. There we go. All right. So I want to make sure I didn't glue down my envelopes. As you can see, I just put the little tab in and glued it. Okay, so there's my flap. And I'm not too worried about this because I'm going to add a pocket on here. So now on to this piece. So on this piece, you have your opening here, as you can see right here. Okay, so you want to glue this right on top here where you had it. Looks like I need to darken that up a bit since I cut it. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and glue that. Now you're gonna glue this all the way down, okay? Because your pocket is gonna be actually underneath here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the art glitter. Whoa, right off the top there, and just apply my glue around everywhere. And get that centered up as best as I can, which sometimes is not always great, but it's on there. And now for this pocket here, you're going to want to leave this side open right here. So you're going to glue here. Make sure you don't glue that opening down. You're going to glue here. And I always come in just a little bit right there. And you're going to glue that down. I'm going to make sure that my opening is still open, but that everything else is glued down. And now I'm going to take my little pocket and I'm going to glue around the three sides of it. place it right there. I'm going to give this all a minute to dry. And then, like I said, I've decided I'm going to pop a pocket on here, up here. So I think that about right there. So I'm going to make a little mark. Ink up my edges. Oops, I forgot my little notch. Let's put a little notch in here. That side better. Ah, I do. Let's do this side. Get my walnut stain. Go around my edges. And let's go ahead and glue down these 3 sides. All right. All right. Now, you know, I told you we're going to need some little brads. And, like, the reason is because you're going to need 3 of them. Or I used 3. You don't have to use 3. I think, well, maybe you do need 3, according to Mad Paper Crush when I watched her video. The reason being is, like, you know, you have this part of your envelope that is open. But if you tug on that too much, there's only one, like she said, there's only 1 layer that's actually glued down instead of 2, because this is your pocket. So she put a little brad here, which I think is an awesome idea. So I'm going to go ahead and put one there as well. So I just have my awl, making a little hole. Let's go a little, there we go. Just wanted to make sure it went all the way through. And then I'm going to put my brad on, and I'm using teeny tiny brads. You can use an eyelet, you could use a brad, you could use a button. I mean, I think you could use just a number of things. If I can see how to open my brad. These are so teeny tiny. There, goodness. I'm going to turn that around. And you can definitely cover those up if you want. Like I said, if you're going to have the back visible. I just didn't want, I'm going to glue mine down as pockets. So that's why I didn't do mine that way. So I'm going to go ahead and put one on each corner of mine. And there I am out of shot again. I'm so sorry. But what I did is put these brads on right here and right here. All right. So the next step is that we need to make our tags. So I'm going to get my scraps. Oh, wouldn't that make a pretty tag? So you want to leave your tag outside of your envelope. So you want to make sure, you know, it doesn't have to be real big. I'm going to do mine about there. And like I said, I'm just eyeballing this. And I'm going to make a mark out right there. So that's going to make my tag about 4.5 long. Like I said, I'm just using scraps from my cutoffs. For my tag. Okay. And I have a We Are Memory Keepers. I have a scallop and a stub one. And I really like this scallop one. So on the top of mine, I'm just going to put a little scallop cut. And then I'm going to ink it up. Make sure we're still good. Yes, we are. I'm going to go ahead and ink the back since it's visible. Don't want to get a half-ink tag. Pardon me again. Having a little bit of an issue with allergies today. My apologies. Okay. And then we're going to need a circle. And I'm thinking, I'm going to see if I can get this rose in there in my circle punch to work. Oh, maybe barely. Man, my circle punch is just not wanting to work today. Oh my goodness, it usually cuts right through there. I know this cardstock's not that thick, but it sure isn't wanting to cut. All right, let me see if I have another one. Boy, this is an old one I've had forever, but let's see if we can be a little different shape, but if I can get it lined up. All right, well, we got it made anyway. Kinda is. Got my rose in there. Let's ink this up. And since it's cardstock, I'm not gonna double layer it. I'm good with this. So what you want to do, get your tag in there as far as it'll go. Okay, and then you want to make sure that wherever you put your little circle is going to make sure it closes your envelope. So I'm going to say about there. All right, I'm going to use my other brad that I had out, my third one. Oh goodness, poked me. All right, get that on there. And then I am going to use the tags that came in this kit. So I usually do not fussy cut. It's not one of my favorite things to do, and normally it makes my hands hurt. So I am going to do my best. Hopefully, since they're pretty straightforward, I should be fine. All right. So, all right. So let's see. Really, oop, that one. And let's do this one. See, I told you I can cut straight if my life depended on it. Oh my goodness. And I hate being so quiet. I apologize. When I am crafting and I get to concentrating, I lose all track. All right, so I'm going to see what other scraps I had up here of that kit. That's kind of a pretty little tag. So I think I'm going to fold those edges together, maybe. I don't want to put a crease in it. I just want to get them together so I can cut the ends so they'll match. Let me ink those up real quick. Hope I'm in shot. And then I'll have this back for people to write if they want. And then my little baby one, which is adorable. And I cut out 2 little babies there. Oh, they're so cute. I love little. All right. So I think I'm going to stick this in there and this one in there. We have this one that goes here. Now we need something for the top, and then we can decorate the inside. And let me see what would make a great tag out of this beautiful paper. They're so pretty. It's very hard to decide. Oh, and it comes with some ephemera too. That's what I loved about Craft O'Clock. Ah, love it. All right. Oh, that would be upside down. So ixnay on that. Oh, how about that? That might be a pretty tag. Nah, I would waste too much of that prettiness. All right. I know I'm terrible looking. That might be pretty. All right, let's do that. And we'll make this about a 2-inch tag maybe. Or let's make it 2.5. Anyway, we'll get most of those flowers in there. And I think the back is light enough that you might be able to write on it. There we go. Oh goodness, let's see. I forgot to cut it down. Silly me. All right. Let's take off this see how much of that rose we can get. There we go. Don't want to waste any of this fabulous paper. I'm in frame. Again, like I said, I'm so sorry. I tend to pull back to myself, and I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Alrighty. Isn't that pretty? We'll put that up there. All right, now I have one of these little lady stickers, and I just think they're fabulous. So I wanted to have some of these little offcuts and kind of do a little collage on the front. And let's do. Ooh, I like that. Let's cut some of that. All right. Ouch. So I'm going to cut a little bit of this to put on the front. And let's ink that up. Okay. Yeah, I like that. All right. Get my glue book here. Whoa, totally missed the mark. All right. Hopefully that's straight-ish. And then we're going to put this rose kind of there. And I think I'm going to, this is a little bit thicker. I think I'm going to, whoa, drop it in my hand. And then this is a sticker, so I'm gonna grunge her up a bit so she's not so white, especially, that edge around is so thick. And I hate to fussy cut, so it's very hard for me to fussy cut close to them. I end up usually ruining them when they're this. Come on. So we are going to put her right there. Alrighty. Come on now. If I get it in there straight. Come on, because I was getting it. My goodness, why aren't you going in this pocket? It must be getting caught on something. Doesn't feel like it. But we'll just do it that way. All right, so there we go. So thanks again for coming. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you haven't subscribed to Spectrum Art Creations or to Mad Paper Crush, hop on over there and give those ladies a subscription and a thumbs up. These ladies are great. So I hope you enjoyed this. And one more flip. So This pulls out. You can open this up. You have a tag right here, tag right here, 2 tags right here, and this is your closure. This holds everything in place. And here's the one I made earlier. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Love ya. Bye-bye.